Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about burnout and how it feels to burn out and what are the warning symptoms before this happens. So my name is Mariana Bergsteinsdottir. I'm Icelandic and live in Norway. I had a burnout about 1.5 years ago and that is not recommended, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened, and I'm hoping to give you tips so this will not happen to you too. Okay, that specific day, how did that feel? This was in March 2019 and I knew that something was wrong. I was feeling terrible. But I had this inside myself, okay, I've been this tired before, there's no big deal. If I just, we have this big thing in a month, I finish that at work and then I take some time off. I had 20% off already, basically, because, 1 day a week just to breathe. But that day I was just on my computer trying to plan out meetings for the next month so I could prepare for this big thing that was coming. And I just, suddenly I couldn't breathe. My heart started pounding, I was heaving for air, I was shaking all over. Basically, I had a panic attack. I've never had a panic attack before and never after. So I just turned my back to the door and hoped no one would walk past because I didn't want anyone to show. I was sweating and shaking and it felt terrible. And after, when this feeling disappeared slowly, I could feel it. My nervous system was broken. It didn't work the same way. I'm a veterinarian and I could, it was, my brain went like, that's odd. That's how it feels when you ruin your own nervous system. Interesting biology. But whatever, I don't recommend it. The thing is that this sneaks up on you. I had very many symptoms about stress. I couldn't sleep. First I thought, okay, my kid is 1.5 and she's always waking me up. But she wasn't, actually. She was sleeping fine, but I woke up every night and my mind was just racing for way too fast. I missed being happy. I was so tired all the time. And I had this knot inside myself, so I just wanted to roll up and hide from the world. At work, I actually didn't want to meet so many. I kind of avoided, didn't want to eat lunch at lunchtime. I ate it 1 hour later because I had a friend there I could talk to, while I didn't fit so well with the others at work that was supposed to eat at the same time as I did. And luckily I could just move my time. I could control my time very much myself. I had constant nausea. It's very common when you're stressed that you have stomach problem, either diarrhea or nausea or whatever, many symptoms, because your fight and flight system is running and the adrenaline is going to extremities, not to your insides. And if you have this for a long time, then everything, it's not good, basically. I was so tired. It was extreme. I was so tired. I had colds a lot and not other infections, but it's different from one person to another. I was frustrated and sad, and my main goal was to, when I had a bad day, which was basically always, not to take it out on others, not on my kids, my husband, or those around me. So I used a lot of energy to, even if I was annoyed, to not, it should go out. I had very difficult relaxing. Just sit down and relax, and my jaw was always clenched, so to do this, and I was meditating but I couldn't, that didn't actually work. Even if I was trying, I could just feel how the blood was pumping so fast inside. It was overwhelming, to say the least. I have a list here. And my thoughts was racing. I knew this didn't work for a long time, and I can go into that later. Avoiding others, I had that once. I was on energy saving mode. I had, I meet this one friend because she actually gives me energy and she was very supportive. It was good to me. I tried to go on nature walks and I tried going to the gym because, if you exercise, it's good for you, for your adrenaline system. It's less likely that you burn out, actually. So I was trying all these things, but I was so tired that I love flowers. You can see I have a lot now. But just to water flowers was too much. It was like a huge task that I almost couldn't handle. I was cutting down to the absolute minimum to do as little as possible. My husband had to do many of the things with the kids, with dentist appointments and stuff like that. Well, I wanted to concentrate on when they came home. He would cook and I would be with my kids. I like being with them. But being on energy saving mode isn't all that easy, actually. And I forgot everything. And if you're forgetting things, it's good to have a list. Who do you have at work? I had this very good list where I was writing down agreements I had with people. Okay, I'm going to do this, you're going to do this, it was to happen this day, and then follow up, because I wouldn't remember. That was just gone a long time ago. Of course, now I remember everything. You're right. I remember more now, but it's not good yet. And I'm not back to work after 2.5 years. So basically, don't go this far, please. Okay, what is the definition of burnout? You have exhaustion, cynicism, and you can't perform as you have before. For me, the exhaustion was the main part. So probably it was more. It's called being overextended, but I can also relate a bit to the other 2 points. And research actually shows that certain personality types don't have bigger risk of getting a burnout. I find this very curious, as I'm a highly sensitive personality. I was thinking, is that a part of it? It probably is, but yeah, we don't have a bigger risk at burning out, luckily. So how could this sneak up on me? I feel I'm pretty good at... I knew I was very stressed. I had talked to my boss. I had talked that, in Norway they have this nurse or people that help you so people at your workplace don't get sick. And I had talked to her and she had given me some points on how to make your life less stressful. And I had actually already done all of her ideas, but I could also point out, I do this, this and this extra. And I'm going to give you a lot of tips later about how to make your life easier, because I have 6 kids and I had a leading position. I was a quality manager in a firm with 200 people, and that's not so small. And looking at that, you just go, oh, no surprise, you had a burnout. But I like to dig into things. What's the deal with this? Why did this happen now? Why didn't this happen when I had just 3 kids? Many burnout when they have 2 or 3 kids. And I was looking at, a lot of YouTube videos, and I found this video where they talk about which workplaces are at risk at having many burnouts. And they have 6 things they list up. So the demand overload. You have too much work. This is the classic. This is what everyone knows. If you have work that demands too much of you, you will burn out. Okay, yes, you will. For me, it was the work-life balance, because I never had time off. I was never alone. Just if I could have been at home one day working, like now Corona has changed this for everyone, but it wasn't very in back then. Actually, if I at my work asked, can I work from home one day? What they heard was, I'm gonna take a day off, which was not what I meant, because I'm very good at working from home and it's quiet and I get much more done. The other thing is lack of control. I personally could control my work, and to the extent that other people actually don't know what I was doing. If everything runs smoothly, then I've done my work. And it isn't until I've been gone for a few months that someone notices that something is off. Insufficient reward. That's a funny one, because my boss was actually really good at saying, oh, good work, that's well done. But I'm highly sensitive, so I'm hyper observant of how people say things. So when he said to me, oh, good work, then he says to other people, oh, earning more money. That's like great. It's a huge difference. I knew there were people that would tell me I was doing a good work, so I knew inside myself, and I could see from the reports we were getting that the bacterial numbers were going down, and I was doing a really good work. But yeah, we all need to know that deep inside. Breakdown of community. And at first when I heard this, I was like, we had fine community, no problem there. But there actually was one thing. And here I think the highly sensitive comes in, because many people can ignore this. But I was too tired and feeling too bad and too stressed to be able to, rise above. Because I only can do that when I feel good enough. And this, for me, it was, from the start, one person didn't like me. Fine, he is another generation, we just don't fit together, it's no problem. But when I then found out that my boss actually talked also behind my back, even if he didn't preserve it that way, then that was actually really painful for me. And I didn't feel, okay, now I don't have backup. And when my backup is gone, then everything falls down. And the thing is, I can't say that this is what was going on. That people, when they walked past my office, they just glanced in and tried to walk fast so it didn't need to talk to me. And there the cynicism comes in, because I don't know. I told my mind that this was because, a lot was going on. Was risk that they're going to close down part of the firm and many would lose their works. And that was the logical. But when this is all the time, then it kind of, nags back here. You try to ignore it, but it sticks a little bit. And I can't say if this was because I was so tired and the cynicism was kicking in, or if it actually was something. And, what I felt was my boss talking behind my back. Was that also misinterpretation? I don't know. But it doesn't change how it feels. And then absence of fairness. I really can't say that was my problem. But that is, for many, a big problem. It has to be fair how the workload is. For me, what I found personally not fair was that one of the reasons I said yes to this job, my boss broke that. I was actually too efficient. He had never imagined that I could be so efficient. So, yeah, it was stupid actually. And value conflicts, the ethical. If you're working something that's against your own value, that will break you down. That was not a problem in my case, because this firm I was working for, I absolutely love their ethics. It's I can't work in all type of firms that this is in the food industry. I'm a veterinarian, and they're highly ethical, and I love that. That's one of the best things. I actually checked that before I applied for the work. So, what is it for you? Burnout sneaks up on you really slowly, and I thought, just one more month and then I can relax. No, I couldn't. It just came. When I was younger, then I could, stand more. The older you get, the more likely it is that you burn out. So, are you sleeping well? How are you feeling? Do you have anxiety? Are there conflicts at work? Even small ones, because I didn't think it was any conflict at work, but the thing that was there was big enough to disturb me really much. Can you relax? Are you avoiding things, doing things that usually give you energy, but now it's hard for you to do? Stop and try to do something else. But I have a point here. The thing is, when you have to do this quite early on, because when you get really close to a burnout, your brain is already changed. You're killing brain cells, basically. And it tries to save energy. And doing the same thing, it takes less energy than to change something. So it's really important for bosses all around, and people in general, to spot the signs of someone that's close to burning out. Because your own brain goes, I want to save energy, I want to do less. That means you are incapable of taking the big step of moving to another work or changing things. So don't wait too long. Do something while you still can. It's really important. And take care of you. Don't burn out. I'm supposed to say things like, please subscribe if this is something for you. And I hope you like this.